think it's time that we choose to become the light. Our country has been stuck, trapped in this darkness all year with recession, global pandemic, those stressors, schools being out, the family hardships, the community hardships, and then throw in additional crisis triggers, for crisis between races with law enforcement. We all know what's going on, right? Emotions are high. Anger, confusion, fear, hate. Ooh, they are through the roof right now. And it is time that even with all of those strong, incapacitating emotions, even with all of that, we need to find a way to dig down, to look at our values, to look at what we stand for, to look at what we actually want to represent and put into the world, how we actually want to lead, how we want to become part of positive change, even when it's hard, even when it hurts, even when we get backlash, right? We need to seek understanding, and we need to pull ourselves up. We need to pull ourselves up from the darkness and become that light. Not only that energy and that positive brightness, right? But that guide that allows others to see, that guide that pulls people out of darkness, because that is the sole responsibility of the light, is to guide and to encourage vision and seeing and to pull those who are trapped. And regardless of how long you have felt trapped, whether you ever did at all, we either need to become the light and bring others with us, or if we're not ready for that yet, we at least need to seek out the light. Allow ourselves to be led and guided out of this crazy darkness our country has become trapped in. The darkness that has become so thick that we have lost sight of where to go next. As leaders, what do we do to make sure that we can step up? Even if we are hurting, even if we are afraid, even if we are confused, all of those things. This is when we pull on our foundation. This is when resilience matters. That thing we've been training, that thing that we say we had to build, now this is when it shows up. If we were proactive and implemented and took the steps we needed to prepare ourselves for when things got hard. How do we persevere? And then how do we share that? Because it's great if you can be resilient on your own, if you can persevere for your own successes, okay, that's great. Now, how do you take those same skills and make sure you are pouring them into as many people as possible? Because while it has been said that one person can change the world, one person can influence and trigger a domino effect to have long-lasting change. But we need someone to ignite, right? We all need to take that ownership and become part of something better, something bigger, something that is no longer attached to the darkness that our country has fallen to again, right? It's not the first time we've seen crisis, not the first time we've seen civil unrest, not the first time we've seen recession. First time for most of us in our life for global pandemic. I'll admit that one was new this year, but goes back to here. And resilience and where our foundation is, how we built it up, all the same. Doesn't matter what the crisis is. It is our response, not our reaction, but our response to it that makes us of value. That makes us the kind of people that can bring our communities together. That makes us the kind of leaders that don't cower in defeat, that don't cower because we weren't proactive with our resilience, but makes us the kind of leaders that say, yeah, this is gonna hurt, this is painful, this is hard, let's go. So what can we do? What are we doing? Seek out that light. Pull yourself up. Follow if you can't become the light. And if you are doing okay right now, because the mental health status of this country is struggling. Our children are struggling. We were isolated. We were locked in our homes. We were taken away from our friends, from our family. Okay, we missed major events. We couldn't have memorials when our family members died, right? These things matter. All of these things matter. And it has just been brewing inside of everybody. It has been brewing. And we need to take control of our own mental health in our families and our communities. And we need to remind ourselves that we can become more, that we can become better, and that we can become that guiding light for others, or at least put ego aside and open our eyes and follow the light out of the darkness. Whether you want to follow or you want to lead, the unifying piece there is that light. And it is time that we put the darkness behind us.